Hello and welcome to Daily Prelims Practice. Here we take up MCQs based on important articles and news from the Hindu and the Indian Express newspaper. Topics which we are going to cover today are displayed on your screen. Let's begin the discussion. Now let's start our session with our first question, which is based on this article from the Hindu newspaper, and this article appeared on page number 10. The context of this article is that our Union Law Minister expressed concern over the pendency in court cases across the country, which he said was inching towards 5 crore and has been a matter of grave concern. Now, under Indian polity, UPSC has been asking questions based on jurisdictions and powers of Supreme Court. Like this question which came in last year prelims examination based on writs issued by the courts in India. So here we have curated question based on the same theme. In this question, you have to find out the correct statements. The first statement is the writ of prohibition can be issued only against judicial and administrative authorities and not against legislative bodies and private individuals or bodies. Now you should know that writ of prohibition means to forbid. It is issued by a higher court to a lower court or tribunal to prevent the latter from exceeding its jurisdiction or usurping a jurisdiction that it does not possess. It can only be issued against judicial and quasi-judicial authorities. It is not available against administrative, legislative bodies and private individuals. So our first statement is incorrect. Now let's come to the second statement. Unlike mandamus that directs activity, the prohibition directs inactivity. Now what is mandamus? We command. It is a command issued by court to public official asking him to perform his official duties that he has failed or refused to perform. So it directs activity. And you know, prohibition is issued by a higher court to a lower court or tribunal to prevent the latter from exceeding its jurisdiction. So it directs towards inactivity. So this statement is correct. Now let's come to the third statement. Under Article 32, the Parliament can empower any other court to issue these writs. Now this statement is correct, as under Article 32, Parliament can empower any other court to issue these writs. But as such, no such provisions has been made so far, so only the Supreme Court and the High Court can issue the writs. But Parliament can empower any other court. So here our correct answer is option B, that is 2 and 3 only. Answer of this PYQ is option C. Now let's come to the next practice question. Which of the following countries recently rolled out new Inflation Reduction Act which combines climate action goals with industrial policy aiming to transition to clean energy by incentivizing local manufacturing of renewable energy components? Now before finding out the right answer, let's see previous year question. Now as you can see, it is about the term Levan. Now this was in news due to multiple conflicts in past. Now this question opens the door to aspirants to closely monitor each country's activities, be the major legislations or their initiatives. Now come back to the practice question. Now new Inflation Reduction Act was rolled out by the USA, which promotes the use of electric vehicles and secures domestic supply chains for their manufacturing. Now only passenger electric vehicles assembled in North America are eligible for $7,500 credit incentive, and those who buy used electric vehicles will be eligible for $4,000 tax credit if 40% of the critical minerals used in car batteries are extracted, processed and recycled in North America or a country having a free trade agreement with Washington. So this article was in news as because of this 27 members of the Europe fear that it will put European companies at a disadvantage and may push these companies to move critical parts of their supply chain to America. So now you know the answer of this practice question. The correct answer is option B, that is USA. Answer of this PYQ is option A. Now our next question is based on this article which appeared on page number 8 in Indian Express. This article is about Swachh Bharat Mission Urban 2.0, and it will be implemented over a period of 5 years from 2021 to 2026 by Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs. Now, as you know, UPSC has been asking questions based on important government initiatives like this question based on Solid Waste Management Rules 2016 came in year 2019. Now, let's come to the practice question. Question says, which among the following are the major interventions under the Swachh Bharat Mission Urban 2.0? The first one is source segregation of garbage. This is correct as Swachh Bharat Mission put greater emphasis on source segregation under the sustainable solid waste management. Now let's come to the second option, 50% remediation of all legacy dump sites. This option is incorrect as under this 100% remediation of all legacy dump sites should be there by 2026. Also, legacy dump sites are sites where waste has been accumulated for over 3 months. Now let's come to the third option, reduction in single-use plastics and e-waste. Now under this mission, setting up material recovery and waste processing facilities to phase out single-use plastic is there, but there is nothing about e-waste. So this option is incorrect. Now let's come to the fourth option, complete liquid waste management in cities in less than 1 lakh population. This is correct as under this mission, complete liquid waste management in cities in less than 1 lakh population so that no wastewater pollutes water bodies. So with this, our correct answer is option B, that is 1 in 4 only. Answer of this PYQ is option C. Now let's come to the next practice question. Question says, what is ChatGPT that is often mentioned in news? The first option is language model which uses artificial intelligence. Second, a particle physics experiment designed to study the properties of beam essence. C, a process of making three-dimensional solid objects from a digital file. And the last option is a heavyweight satellite developed by SpaceX. Now before finding out the right answer of this practice question, let's see previous year question which is based on CAS9 protein came in year 2015. Now with this question you can see that it is important for us to keep a tab on recent terms associated with science. Now let's come back to the practice question. Now as you can see, recently an artificial intelligence tool called ChatGPT was released on the internet. The tool has been developed by OpenAI, a research institute founded in year 2015. This tool knew every topic under the sun. It could answer questions and carry on a conversation. This tool interacts with human in natural language and is impressive because aside from answering general queries, it has many other functions. You can say that ChatGPT is much more than a chat box. For example, you can ask it to write a program or even a simple software application. It can also do creative tasks such as writing a story. It can explain scientific concepts and answer any question that needs factual answers. So ChatGPT is what is called a language model which uses artificial intelligence. So option A is correct. Answer of this PYQ is option A. Now let's come to the next question which is based on this article which appeared on page 10 in Hindu newspaper, and according to this article, the pendency in the adoption of children has come down to 644 from 905 over the last 2 months since the new adoption regulations were notified. Now important legislations is important for your prelims as well as mains examination. This question based on Prohibition of Benami Property Transactions Act 1988 came in year 2017. Now let's come to the practice question. Question says, with reference to the adoption of children in India, consider the following statements, and here you have to find out the correct statement. The first statement is, all child adoptions are authorized by the district magistrate at district level. Now you know that 2015 Juvenile Justice Care and Protection of Children Act was enacted to replace the Juvenile Justice Care and Protection of Children Act of 2000, and recently the rules for adoption of the Juvenile Justice Act were notified, and it empowers district magistrate to issue adoption orders. Earlier, this power was exercised by the judiciary. So our first statement is correct. Now let's come to the second statement. Central Adoption Resource Authority is nodal agency for intra-country adoption. Now this is a statutory entity of the Women and Child Development Ministry that serves as nodal agency and is responsible for monitoring and regulating inter in-country and inter-country adoption. So our second statement is correct. Now let's come to the third statement. Married couples cannot adopt two children of same gender. Now under 2015, Juvenile Justice Care and Protection of Children Act makes it possible to adopt two children of the same gender. So with this our third statement is incorrect. So our correct answer is option A, 1 and 2 only. Answer of this PYQ is option B. Now our next question is based on this article which appeared on page number 10 in the Hindu newspaper, and according to this article, the Chinese research and survey vessel Yuan Wang 5 has re-entered the Indian Ocean in what coincides with a planned Indian long-range missile test on December 15 or 16. Now as you know that UPSC has been asking questions based on recent technology advancement in defense sector. Like this question based on terminal high altitude area defense, that is THAAD. Now let's come to the practice question. Here you have to find out the correct statement with respect to Agni 5 missile. The first statement is it uses two-stage solid fuel and one-stage liquid fuel engine. Now Agni 5 is capable of striking targets at range up to 5,000 kilometers with a very high degree of accuracy, and it uses a three-stage solid fuel engine. So our first statement is incorrect. Now let's come to the second statement. It is a nuclear capable missile that can carry a warhead of around 2000 kg. Now Agni 5 is a nuclear capable missile that can carry a warhead of around 1500 kg and not 2000 kg, and it has a launch weight of around 50,000 kg, making it one of the most potent missiles in the country. So answer of this question is D, neither 1 nor 2. Answer of this PYQ is option C. That's all for today. Stay tuned for more such updates.